I never know how to start my first video. So basically, in the end, I guess this is my video for review of Happy Death Day 2, which I actually saw a couple days ago, but was not able to get a space for it until Monday. But I saw it on Thursday, so if there's any details lacking in this review, just know it's kind of been a couple days. So with that being said, in that jumbled mess, let's get into the actual review of Happy Death Day 2. So what did I think of Happy Death Day 2? First off, I'm Chance for Luck, and thank you for clicking on this video. I need to say that Happy Death Day I saw a couple days before I saw Happy Death Day 2, because I never really saw Happy Death Day when it was in theaters. Wasn't really interested in it, to be completely honest, but I thought to myself, since there's an advanced screen of Happy Death Day 2, why don't I just check out the first one? And the first one I thought, had good parts to it. I thought it was an interesting way to do a movie. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but definitely I thought that the acting was good in it. I thought that it had some funny parts. It had some horrific parts in it, and overall I thought it was a fun movie that you can basically see with your friends, maybe put on just a random day when you're bored, and basically in the end, when it comes down to it all, I thought Happy Death Day was a pretty interesting movie. But Happy Death Day 2, what did I think of it? Well, going into it, I was a little afraid. I don't really see many horror movies, and I definitely don't see a lot of horror movie sequels, and so I was definitely afraid. I didn't know what to expect, didn't see any trailers for it, haven't read any reviews for it still. I guess kind of went into it not really knowing what to think. And overall, I am happy to say that Happy Death Day 2 was actually very surprising to me. I enjoyed it a lot. There were some things that I enjoyed about it, most outweigh the cons, but some of the cons start off first. First 20 minutes of the movie to me were kind of just, kind of boring. They weren't really that interesting to me. They focused on a character, the roommate's friend, who I didn't really like at the beginning of the movie. You're not supposed to, but I was just kind of uninterested in it. And overall, I just didn't like his character. They jam-packed this movie with humor, by the way, and the humor worked out a lot better than I was expecting, especially by the beginning. The first 20 minutes weren't funny, really. The humor they were just kind of putting in there, and there was just a lot of awkward silences at the beginning of the movie when I saw this, because it just, again, wasn't that funny. Thankfully, I'm glad to say, though, that the humor improved throughout the movie. Definitely by the end, there were some jokes that had me dying. I enjoyed the movie a lot. Jessica Rothe, she was able to carry this movie just like she was the first time. She's definitely the best thing in this movie. She's the best thing in this franchise if they're willing to make more. And overall, I enjoyed her character a lot. Again, she's the best thing in this whole entire movie. The roommate also, I enjoyed the roommate a lot. I didn't like him too much in the first movie. I thought that he was kind of just a character that they needed to just kind of be there so she would have some type of emotional connection and so we could see her grow. But overall, I enjoyed him in this movie. I thought he did a better job just acting overall, and I really enjoyed him in the movie as well. The roommate's friend, I didn't enjoy his character too much. I mean, his character kind of grows by the ending, and you kind of see that. And overall, I thought for what he was, his character was fine, but I would have kind of liked to see more, maybe him not be as annoying, even though that's kind of the point of his character. There are two other characters in the movie who do a pretty good job portraying side characters that kind of have their own little goals and missions, and they kind of grew by the end of the movie. That was fun as well. The summary I have to say of this movie was basically, and I won't give too much away, but basically, where the first one dealt with time travel, and it dealt, between kind of her having to relive a day over and over again until she finds the killer. Basically, this one starts off exactly where the last one left off. We kind of figure out that there's this type of machine that has been made that basically is dealing with dimensions, and once this machine kind of goes off, Jessica Roth's character, I forgot her actual name in the movie, she ends up going back to basically the beginning of the movie. She has to relive this day over and over again, but basically that's kind of the summary of the movie. I know that it's kind of vague, but again, I don't want to give too much away because I didn't know too much going in, and I think that's definitely the best thing. This one is a lot different from the first Happy Death Day, I do have to say. There's a lot different with it. Like I said, it's jam-packed with humor, but this one also, it's a lot more complicated, where the first one was just kind of, you see her go through this day trying to find her killer. This one dealt a lot with, like I said, dimensions. It had a lot more to it. It had a lot more heart to it, I thought. It wasn't as horrific. I feel like, the first one wasn't really that much of a horror movie. It was more a satire on it. This one is satirical filled. It's just, like I said, a lot more complicated, and I like that. I like that a lot more. I did not think I was going to like this movie going into it. I had very low expectations, so that might be the reason why I'm reviewing it so highly. At the beginning of the movie, the first 20 minutes, like I said, are kind of slow, and I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm not going to like this, as much as the first one. And then kind of through the middle, I was like, I think that I'm liking it about the same. And then by the ending of the movie, I thought to myself, that was pretty well done. I'd not be sad at all to see a Happy Death Day 3. I feel like it'd be a very interesting movie. I kind of like them to end the kind of franchise there. I feel like 3 movies would be good enough for this type of franchise. I really enjoyed this movie. I would give this around a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, probably the cons with this movie I feel like are, the beginning's kind of slow. Some of the characters kind of, don't really do much for me. There's this one character in the film, which if you've seen the first one, and I definitely recommend that you see the first one before you go into this one, because although they're different, I feel like the first one, you're just going to understand a lot more, and it'll be a lot better, and I think you're going to enjoy the movie better. There are some characters, there are some cool cameos in this one, but there are some characters that kind of come back from the first one that are also just kind of uninteresting. So that's kind of only my real con with the movie. As far as anything else goes, it's a fun movie. You can definitely go to this movie and see it in the theaters. I would recommend it just because I think it was funny. I think it was a lot better than the first one, and I feel like they did a really good job making this. Now, time for me to check what this movie actually got, because I am interested. It's like the first movie ever that I have not checked the reviews for. Oh, it's not even reviewed yet. And I would not be offended at all to see God. Sad at all to see a Happy Death Day 3. I feel like it'd be a very interesting movie. I would kind of like them to end the trilogy there, obviously. And if they're able to make a Happy Death Day 3 that is as good as this, I'll probably be able to, I'll definitely see it.